Just hold me tight, no words I needed.
Afternoon, everybody. I hope you are doing well today. You're tuning in to the KMAC channel this afternoon on Thursday, 18th of June. Tons and tons of stuff to talk about today. Just by the way, if you like the music that was in the show previously, they're all my tunes. Okay, so if you want to check out my music, you can check me out. It's KMAC. And you can buy my stuff on SoundCloud or TrackSource or Spotify or whatever. Like I'm a music producer as well. Okay, just thought I'd let you know that. Okay, so where do we start? God, there's so much. Okay, so we can cover off a couple of transfers. We can cover off some outgoings and also some ingoings. Also some rumours. Some really interesting stuff that's come out. Also some links to previous managers who were now linked with some of their players, which is interesting. And we can also talk about some of the players on international duty as well, if you want. We can talk about Trent, we can talk about Gapco, talk about Sabolsai. We can talk about how bad Andy Robinson is and the fact that we need to get rid of him, which I've said that for about 2 years now. We can talk about that as well. But if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. It's free. And if you know anyone that would like this channel, stick it in your WhatsApp groups, pass it on to other people. I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which would be amazing. It's not easy getting subscribers on these channels. So please share if you want. And, you know, if you think someone would like listening to me waffle on for ages about football, crack on. By the way, Otman, I use Ableton Live for my music, and I also use Push 4. Sorry, Push 2, not Push 4. There's no such thing. Push 2 to create my music, and I've been doing it for years. Okay, so let's start off. First of all, a defender, a centre back, and a really, really good one, by the way. And if you don't know about him, his name is Omar Solet, and he plays for RB Salzburg. He's available for about 14 million quid. He's on the verge of the French international team. I'm surprised he hasn't had a call up yet. He's a really, really solid player. And obviously Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund and Stuttgart are all interested. The interesting thing is Stuttgart, because Stuttgart have just sold one of their star players, Aito, Japanese international, to Bayern Munich for 30 million. So they're going to be flush and they're going to look for a centre back. So if we are interested, we need to make that one happen sooner rather than later. He's also about 6'4". He's an absolute monster. Really, really good. Really good on the ball. Can score goals. He was signed from a French team when he was young, and he's developed at Salzburg and done really well. I think he'd be a great signing. He would be an Edwards Hughes type signing, where get him cheap, get the best out of him. You know, he could be an 80 million pound defender in 4 years' time. Let me know what you think. I'm glad we're starting to get linked with these type of players, because these are the type of gems that we should be looking at. Next one we have is another defender, and the type of defenders that we should be looking at. We're now linked with Calfiori, who's an Italian international. Had a really good season at Bologna. He's going to be available for about 30 million. He's he's interested in Newcastle, Brighton, and West Ham. He's obviously playing for the Italian team now. He's hybrid. He plays on the left side. He can also play centre back. Tottenham were looking at him last season. He's had a good season. I'm not going to bring that picture up. It looks a bit dodgy. He's had a good season. He wants to play in the Champions League. It's another central defender that we're linked with, which is interesting. He's a good player. I'd be happy with him. He has had a few injuries, bear in mind, but he's another defender and an Italian link. And I think with the fact that we've now got Hughes, you're now going to start seeing more players from Europe linked, as in Italian, Austrian, German, those type of players that we'll get more links with because of having Richard Hughes in. You have to look at some of the players that Richard Hughes signed. He obviously signed the Ukrainian international, Zabrani. That was one of his signings. He's an absolute star, like 21-year-old Ukrainian international. I know Ukraine pretty stinky yesterday, but the links are there now. I'm actually going to bring up the Gahey stuff now, actually, because there's Gahey links now. So let me bring up the Gahey stuff. That sounds all types of wrong. I never meant it like that. Let's bring up the Mark Gahey links. Just more on. Let me get rid of that. Just more on Ricardo Calfiori. If you didn't know what he looked like, that's what he looks like. This one is on the Anfield Index. Just going over a bit more about it. So he made 34 appearances across all competitions, 30 of them coming in the Serie A. He spent a season-long loan at Genoa before he was snapped up for 2 million by FC Basel. Spent a year in Switzerland and then returned to Italy for 4 million, and now he's valued at 30 million. He's an interesting one. If Costas goes, he's a left-footed centre back that can play on the left, so he could easily take up that position. A little bit more information about him. As you can see, he's quite high on interceptions, clearances, blocks and tackles, which is good. Pass completion's decent, passes attempted is decent, progressive carries are good. I'm not really going to look at that stuff because attacking wise, I don't want my defender to be doing a lot of that stuff. But there you go. Anyway, that's a bit of info on Calfiori. I'm just trying to find the page that I've got on. Okay, can you see that? Okay, can you see that? Okay, yeah, okay. So 65 million rated Mark Gahey. He's overpriced. Yeah, I mean Gahey's obviously overpriced because he's English. That's plain and simple, really. So the interesting thing about him is he's going to be one of the shortest central defenders we've probably ever signed. If we did sign him, I think he's only 5'10", maybe. He's not 6'4". He's looked like a really good player. He's really solid. He can also play across the back line as well. So he's got 2 years left on his contract. So the Telegraph said that claiming that Gay he should be sold, could be sold if he returns from the Euros. It isn't. It isn't ready to. He isn't ready to extend his contract, and the buying club meets their 65 million. So if he has a really good tournament, do you think he costs 65 million, or do you think he costs 80 million? Because if he has a good tournament, his valuation's going to go through the roof, and I just don't think he's going to be a player that we'd be interested in. Personally, I don't think he's a player we're interested in anyway. And that's how I feel about it. I don't think he's a player that provides value if we spend that kind of money. I'd rather buy a lease say from them for 65 million. Let's be fair. You know how I feel about him. Next up, we're going to cover another player. This guy is a 40 million euro asking price for 16 goal Bundesliga forward. Maximilian Behrer, who's had a brilliant season, 21, 16 goals, 3 assists in 33 games in the Bundesliga. Looks really good. Looks like another type of player that could really, do us well. Non-penalty goals, 86 percentile, 74% shots, 71%, progressive carries, successful take-ons, touches in the penalty area. That's kind of what you want. That's something which Darwin Núñez did not do enough of last season. Just didn't touch the ball in the penalty area enough. This guy seems to be in there a lot. Like the look of him. Young, rangy, tall player, can score with his head as well. What do you think? Another player we're linked with? I know, that's the thing about it. It's going to come in as a third or fourth choice centre back. Totally agree with you. So that's another player we're linked with. Another player that we're linked with. Another update that I'm going to give you is on our own players. So Ben Doak's already back in training, which is odd that they didn't take him to the Euros if he's fit to be playing now. Like he's back in training, which means that his injury may well have missed the first game. Scotland have got no good attackers that have got any pace. I just felt that like Ben Doak would have been a good option, even if he missed the first game. Like he could have played the second and the third. Anyway, so he's back in training, which is good news, which means his injury isn't long term. So he's going to have a good pre-season, depending on if he stays fit, which is good news. I'm just going to close down some of these tabs because I've got loads open. 2 seconds. So that's Ben Doak. Next up, I know you're all going to get excited about the actual picture, but we're not linked with him. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff that's going around saying that Asensio Somerville has got comparisons to Lamine Yamal, which is weird because Lamine Yamal's only 16 and Asensio Somerville 22. How can you compare him to someone who's like 5 years younger than you? like, it's a bit of an insult. Personally, I think Somerville's going to go to Brighton, and he's just going to end up like a lot of Brighton players, probably injured. Probably won't make it that far. Maybe get into Europe if you're lucky, and just kind of fizzle out. and that's kind of what I see for him. Or he won't move, or he'll end up going to a club and he'll have a bad attitude, and he'll end up on the pile with all the other wingers, maybe even Chelsea. That's how I feel. I don't want Somerville. I don't want Somerville. I don't want to spend the 35 million on another Dutch player. Like we've just spent 35 million on Gravenberch, another Dutch player who's got a bad attitude, and I don't think he's going to do well at the club. But that's kind of my feelings on it. Another update on potential outgoings, but this is Queven Keller, but this is what Liverpool have said. So Celtic have been priced out of a move. Republic of Ireland #1 won't be the replacement for Joe Hart. Liverpool have priced them out. Reports Liverpool slapped a mammoth £25 million price tag on their academy graduate. Brendan Rodgers will not go over 8 million, and they're going to sign the Serbian or Czechoslovakian goalkeeper Limovic, I think his name is. So they'll be looking at him instead, and that's it. So we can put the Queven Keller going to Celtic stuff to bed, because I don't think that's going to happen. Let me close that tab. Another update is not that one. I've read that one. This one. I think a lot of us probably know about this anyway. The fact that Deco has come out and said that Luis Diaz is their #1 target this summer. 49 million should be able to get Diaz. It's got nothing to do with Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick isn't the player, and the person who signs the players. It's Deco, and Deco wants Diaz. And if you just look at the way Barcelona work, he's like a Rafinha. He's basically like a Rafinha, another Rafinha upgrade. So they'll sell Rafinha and they'll replace him with Diaz. It's as simple as that. Like, and he suits Barcelona. He really suits Barcelona. Barcelona miss tons and tons of chances from their wingers, like tons of chances, and their wingers really create a lot of chances because they just spawn a lot of stuff. And for me, Diaz fits that perfectly. He can go there. He can create 0 chances, miss loads of shots, score maybe 10 goals, 15 goals a season from the wing, and they'll be happy with that because that's what all their wingers do. But there you go. He can go. He's got my blessing. We get 50 million. Amazing. And you know what we can spend the 50 million on? I'm about to share this link. We should be very, very excited, because if this guy is available, let me just find the link. There it is. Because if this guy is available, then we should be putting every penny of the Diaz money into getting him, because Kevshi Kvaratskhelia is quite possibly one of the best wingers in the world, if not top 5 best wingers in the world. He scored 25 goals and 26 assists in 88 appearances for a team that doesn't create a huge amount. Not a massively attacking orientated team. For me, he basically makes Victor Osimhen look like a stellar player when Victor Osimhen isn't a stellar player. if you threw a Victor Osimhen into Chelsea, you would see just how good Victor Osimhen is, and it's not that good because Kvaratskhelia makes him look like a world beater. He's the reason why they won the league. He's the reason why they almost got to the Champions League final that season. He is an absolute monster. Can dribble on both feet, can send people for hot dogs, and he started scoring goals as well. I think he scored 9 goals last season in his last 15 games. He's absolutely amazing. I butchered that name loads. I know. I just call Cava. I just call him Cava. All right. Quava. Call him Quava. But you know who I mean. Anyway, it'd be amazing to replace Diaz with him. 22 years old as well. Honestly, just throw 80 bags, throw 80 million at them, get it done. If he's available, because his dad said that he is, and he doesn't want to stay at Napoli, then go and get him. Just go and get that done. PSG want him. I don't think PSG are going to get him. I think he wants to come to the Premier League. I think he'd be amazing on the left-hand side. Kidnap his dad now. No, don't be kidnapping anyone's dad. Look what happened to our player when that happened. Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to throw this in because this guy's just an absolute muppet. And you know who he is. Big Rio, he was a pretty average player, if I'm honest, if he didn't have Vidic next to him. Never thought he was an amazing player when he played, by the way. He just had a world-class centre-back next to him in Vidic. Yeah, he's basically said that Andy Robertson is the worst player in the tournament so far. I don't agree with that. I don't think he's the worst player in the tournament. I mean, the worst player in the tournament for me is probably plays for England, and he probably plays for Man City, and he had an incredible season, but he was absolutely dogs in our first game. And he can sit there and talk about Trent all he wants. All he wants, he can talk about Trent, saying Trent's not a midfielder, Trent shouldn't be doing this, Trent shouldn't be doing that. But when you got that Man City player who's just stinking up the gaff, absolutely stinking up the gaff, no one says a word about him. Can you write his name in the chat? Can you write his name in the chat? Man City player who stunk up the gaff against Liverpool, against Serbia. Absolutely stunk it up. Phil Foden, absolute stinky. Yeah. Anyway, he can say all he wants. Absolute tool. Okay. Next up, I'm going to share this one. Ooh. What's the page that I'm sharing? Not that. 2 seconds. My screen's just froze. Yep, going to share this. What does everyone think of the third kit? How do we feel about the third kit? Like, dislike? What do we think about it? I don't mind it. I mean, I'm pretty glad that we're probably getting rid of Nike as a shirt sponsor now, as a shirt for the shirts, because I don't think they make great shirts. I just don't think they make great shirts, Nike. I think a lot of their shirts are kind of cut and paste. Like, it looks like you can probably find another team that have got that kit that Nike have already made for somebody else. It doesn't seem like they make kits specifically originals, if that makes sense. They don't seem originals. Anyway, that's kind of how I feel on that one. I do like the beige one that they did with the collars. That was a really nice kit. Yeah, I think that the Adidas ones are going to look pretty good. Adidas make nice kits. That's how I feel anyway. So let me know what you think, good or bad. Next up, I've already talked about Somerville and Brighton. So they're looking at 30 million. Looking at 30 million steal for him. Certainly wouldn't be a steal. More about Colwell. I'm just fed up of hearing him now, and it always seems to be Fabrizio Romano that talks about Chelsea players. Like, we all know that he's paid by them. We all know that he's a Chelsea shill. Like, we all know that. Like, but yeah, I need us to just stop talking about Chelsea players. Like, just leave them alone. Like, just leave them at Chelsea. Like, Klopp had this obsession with Chelsea players. Like leave them alone. Who cares? Like, find your own better ones. Okay, so apparently we were the unnamed team that bid 42 million for Lenny Yoro. Like, I did say that last week, that I heard that we were the unnamed British team that offered 42 million. However, I've got some news that we've now been told that where is it? So I've got some news that we've now been told that we can sign Lenny Yoro for, where's the page? Sorry, I've still got loads of tabs open. Where is it? Not that. Not that. Not that. Just bear with me, sorry. Anyway, I'm going to find the tab now anyway. But we've been told that we can sign Euro for 58 million. We've been given a price for 58 million, and I'm trying to find it. I might not even have it. I don't think I've got the tab anymore. Yeah, here it is. There it is. So according to Mundo Deportivo. Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. Sorry. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Okay. So according to Mundo Deportivo, 59 million will agree the sale for Lenny Yoro. Personally, I think he's the best young defender on the planet right now. I think he's the best young teenage defender on the planet. Like, I really do. Like, if we signed him and then we got like an Anascio or a Calafiore as a left-sided, or Hincapié as a left-sided like wing back, centre back, I just think that's us. Like, we're set. Like, we are literally set. Like we're set for a number of years, for just a number of years. Like you've literally got your Virgil van Dijk replacements. You've got your Canate backup. You can play Kwanzaa like in stits and starts. You don't have to play him all the time. You've got Gomez, who could easily come in and do a job. You could then get rid of the likes of Kostas Tsimikas and Robbo, and then you've got your left-sided player in Hincapié or Calfiore, and then you've got Lenny Yoro, who can come in and do the backup for Canate and also Virgil van Dijk. Like it's just a really, really good player to sign. If you can get him for 50 million, 58 million, really good, really good. I don't see it. I don't see value in Pancho. He's had one good season, and he's going to cost 60 million. Like players in Germany aren't cheap. Yeah, I mean, look. If you've got Real Madrid haggling over 40 million, and they've literally said to Euro, can you wait? Can you wait till the end of the window, and then we'll drive the price down? Like I don't think he wants to do that. I don't think he wants to be used as a bargaining chip. Like you just pay it. Like if Real Madrid really want him, just pay it. Like it's as simple as that. It's an interesting one. I also want to bring this one up because this looks like a done deal for 1.5 million. If you don't know about it, so this is a Wolves 16-year-old defender called Alvin Ayman. He actually made it onto the bench for a Premier League game last season. He's really highly rated at Wolves. O'Neill really rates him, and it looks like we're going to pay 1.5 million for him to get him off Wolves, which is another great bit of business. Obviously, we got two teenagers last year from Birmingham and West Ham in Trey Mooney and oh god, who's the other kid we got? We got another kid called Amo. What was his name? Oh god, what was his name? Who was the kid we signed last season from West Ham? Amor Nallo, that was it. Amor Nallo we signed from West Ham last season. So we got two absolute monsters, really, really highly rated young players to bulk up the academy, which is great. He's left-sided as well, by the way. He's a left back and left centre back. So who knows? Like we've just let two academy youngsters, three academy youngsters go, two centre backs and a left back on the release list. So we're obviously filling the quota back up again. But I can see that kid playing in the under-21s next season. Maybe even getting some game time in the cups. That's if we don't keep Owen Beck, Callum Chambers in the team. Anyway, that's an interesting one. That's 1.5 million. That'll be a done deal, so we'll sign him. That's more stuff about Yoro. Don't need to cover him. I will put him back up again. Kvaratskhelia or whatever his name is, 100 million euros. Is he on the screen? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's on the screen. There's a civil war brewing between Napoli. So So his father said that he's done at Napoli and will seek a move as soon as the interest of the Euros is finished. So Barcelona were looking at him, but Barcelona, you know who they're going to go for. They're going to go for someone who's half the price. I just think it's absolutely sensational. Like just get him. Like 11 goals, 34 games last season, and he didn't have a great season. I think he scored more goals than Victor Osimhen last season, by the way. So he's earning Osimhen's earning 10 million a season, and Quava's earning 1.5. Like I kind of understand it. Like why are you going to stick around? Why are you going to stick around if you're the star man and you're not the one being in the spotlight? You're not the one being paid. Like absolutely. Like I genuinely believe he's quite possibly top three best winger in the world. Like I like Michael Elise, by the way, but if we can get him, then you get him. He's only a year older than him. Like he's 22. He's an absolute wonder. Like absolute monstrosity of a player. Like just watch him play for Georgia on his own. Like single-handedly, I think he scored like 20 odd goals for them on his own. Like anyway, the fact that he could be available is just it's brilliant, and he could be a real marquee signing, for Liverpool. I'm pretty sure we've been looking at him. I'm pretty sure. If he's going to force a move, we might be able to get him cheaper than 100 million euros. I'm going to bring up this Muppet. So everyone's just on Trent. Everybody's just on Trent after the Euros. Like everybody's been talking about him. All of the media. Just, I mean, Trent had a good game. Like Trent had like 80 odd percent possession, passing, controlled the game, had loads of touches, created 3 big chances, made 1 mistake where the ball was passed to him at his knee height. Like, there's not many players that could have controlled that ball. It was passed into him at his knees, like, and he didn't control it well. But I'm not sure many players could. England were absolutely dreadful after we scored the goal because of Southgate, not because of Trent, because of Southgate. Like, it wasn't a coincidence that he took Trent off and we lost control of the game, and we could have lost because Trent came off the pitch and he brought G.I. Jane on, who's just awful. Like, I do not know what he does, that Chelsea lad. I don't know what he does. Like, Gallagher just runs around, literally collecting the ball that he lost because he can't control it. Honestly, absolutely woeful. I thought Trent was probably maybe off their best player. Obviously Jude was the best player, and I think that, I mean, yeah, he did have a good game. Like I can't say that Mark Gay he didn't have a good game. He did have a decent game. So for me, I'm saying probably, yeah, probably Jude, Gahey, and then Trent. But Lineker's just an absolute tool. Like just like the amount of bad commentary on Trent is just insane. And Wayne Rooney banging on about him as well. Like like it's all the Man United lot. It's all the Man United lot have already got their scapegoat for the Euros. They've already got their scapegoat lined up for the Euros. All the Man United crew. Who have you got? You've got Rooney, you've got Keane, you've got Neville, you've got Rio. Like all of them, all lining up. ready to diss all the Liverpool players that are on internationals. Already got their scapegoat for the Euros in Trent. He was the one that passed the ball to Saka, that cleaned out their defence. And then Saka's pass, we can all say Saka gave him a good assist. No, he didn't. It was a terrible ball in that took a deflection that went over their defender. Otherwise, it wouldn't have even got to him. The pass wouldn't have even got to the pass wouldn't have even got to Jude if it hadn't have took a deflection. The deflection took the goalkeeper and the defender out of the game. So it wasn't a good ball. It wasn't a good ball by Saka. Saka was stinky. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure he will. He's loved at Liverpool. Romano's been chopping off again. Obviously, he's talking about Somerville. So he said Brighton have made contact with Somerville. So Liverpool and Chelsea have been monitoring, but he'll probably go to Brighton, and good. I don't want us to go for him. Have we got? Is that more updates? Okay, that's more on Kvaratskhelia. That's been bubbling on for days now. Going to cover a little bit on FFP rules, which I'm going to do now. 2 secs. Just going to close down these links. My face has come up because I've closed the links. 2 seconds. Yep, okay. So I've got to reshare my screen. 2 secs. This one here. Just get rid of the sound. Okay. So Liverpool streets ahead in rivals in transfer window and massive FFP. Advantage explained. Liverpool are in no rush to sell players before the end of June compared to some of the Premier League rivals. Joel Matip, Thiago are the only senior players to leave. Obviously, we lost over 300,000 a week in wages when they left. We've already agreed a deal with Calvin Ramsey to go to Wigan. There's no haste to sell anyone. Speaking to the Echo, Kieran Maguire, Liverpool are so confident that their year end is 31st of May because they'll know that they'll have all the transfer work for the season completed by then. So they're not reliant upon having to squeeze a sale out in June or any other clubs. They are streets ahead. They are so over the numbers that I can't see Liverpool ever being in a situation that we've seen some of the other clubs in FFP or PSR. Liverpool's future compliance with the Premier League's profitability and sustainability rules are also boosted by their success on the pitch last season, and the fact that we've now got an extra 50 million going into the kitty because of Champions League qualification has really helped us. We've got the expansion of the stadium. We're now fully on track. That's assisting well, and Liverpool brand goes from strength to strength, which is brilliant. It's really good news. 100%. And we're also updating the fan day as well at Liverpool. So we're going to include. There's going to be some things that are being added to the exterior of the club. So we're going to have a fan zone. That's going to be implemented this year, which is going to cost a couple of million, which is great. So it's a better day out. We've also got some new things which are happening inside the club with a better experience. I'm no doubt there's probably going to be a Jurgen Klopp tour because it would make sense. Also, I wanted to bring this one up because it looks like Fulham are going to sign Andre Trinidad, just to let you know. He's going to go to Fulham, probably 25 million. He's probably going to be the replacement for Palhinha, who will go to Bayern Munich for 50 million. So 1 in, 1 out for them. Obviously, we didn't get him last season, so we ended up going for Wataru Endo. That's what they're saying here. I think he's a good player. I don't know. I don't know how good he'd be. We're never going to know now because he'll be going to Fulham. Also going to bring up this one to kind of finish on. So City 115, theory emerges as Liverpool await on the verdict. So Simon Jordan has given some insight on the possibilities of how things could occur for this. So Jordan believes a deal may be struck. Liverpool top flight rivals were charged in 2013, 2023 for breaches between 2009 and 2018. In recent even reported that the club are gearing up to take legal action. Simon Jordan has expressed his opinion. There's so much in play. Part of owning a football club is because you are utilising it for some form of influence. There are political things at play here. Yeah, the royal family are involved. That's why I think there may well be a deal struck that means everybody drops hands and some consequence is wreaked upon City and some solution is enabled for the Premier League. That the hearing is concerned with the case and would occur in the near future. City chairman is frustrated during the end of season briefing, blah, blah, blah. He said, of course, frustrating referencing is also frustrating to feel our fan base. Yeah, you haven't got a fan base. You have not got a fan base. I don't understand. I don't really understand what that was. Apologies for even bringing it up and talking about it because it was pointless. Have I got any more news? Have I got any more news? So I've got a bit more news on Gahey. So this is from the Telegraph. Manchester United are plotting a part exchange deal for Gahey now. So they're looking at part exchanging who? Who would Crystal Palace want? Wan-Bissaka. So they're looking at part exchanging Wan-Bissaka. Why on earth would Palace want Wan-Bissaka when they've got Mitchell, who's like better than him? He's literally better than him. This one's coming, which is where is it? Where is it? So okay, so Liverpool stars being linked with a summer departure from Anfield. Who is it? This one's just popped up. So, it's Mohamed Salah. No, it's not. Talks have been swirling around the future of Luis Diaz. Yes, Luis Diaz. Okay, so 50 million. 50 million we're looking for Diaz. Also, this has popped up as well about Opta. Thought I would share this as well. I had a look at it before. So Opta confirmed that Liverpool handed Premier League stars unlike anyone else in the league. Okay, can you see that, everyone? So 24-25 Premier League fixtures have been announced. So we looked at the schedule and analysed which teams have the easiest and toughest starts of the season. So English Premier League 2024-25 fixture difficulty list. So according to Opta, we have been given the easiest 5 games than anybody else in the season, even though we've been given Ipswich away at 12:30 on a Sunday. Sorry, on a Saturday. And Man City don't play till the Monday. But that's an easy draw. It's an easy draw. Ipswich away for your first game on a 12:30 kickoff. It is what it is. We're box office. But yeah, I've been watching a couple of shows. I've seen N show before talking about like how many points you think we'll get in the first 5. Do you think we'll get 15 points in the first 5? Chat. Yes or no? What do you think? I think the hardest game on that list is Man United away, but I don't think we'll let last season happen again. I think we'll get this one. We'll get that one over the line, done and dusted. There's too much at stake. There's too much ants in the players from last season. About that. But Opta have said we've got the easiest. Arsenal have got the 4th hardest, which is good. But if you look at their running, they've got the easiest running. They've got the easiest last 6 games. It's interesting that Southampton have got an easy an easy start of the season, which really helps. Like a newly promoted team. Ipswich have been given a stinker, an absolute stinker. West Ham's got a really hard one as well. Like their fixtures are hard. Thought I'd show that. Also wanted to quickly cover I think it's this. 2 seconds. Yeah, this one's interesting. So it looks like West Ham are gonna go after Arthur Mello. He's had a really good season, by the way. So yeah, they're going after Arthur Mello, which is interesting because he was just awful for us, like absolutely awful. Like literally 17 minutes, I think he played, and then got injured, and he cost us 4.5 million, like for the whole season, which is just crazy. Just what a complete waste of money by Jurgen. Absolute waste of money. Also, yeah. So I also wanted to just reiterate this one here as well, by the way, because I don't think we covered this. So Liverpool make contact. Okay, so the report is we've made contact with Napoli to sign this guy. Okay, we've actually made contact. So we've actually contacted the club now. So this is the report. Reports are we've actually started negotiations. Now, like whether that's with the player or whether that's with the club, but the fact is we've actually made communications. So this isn't just a target now. This isn't just a rumor. This is an actual potential transfer if everything goes well. So yeah, I thought I'd just reiterate that. So according to TBR Football, Liverpool have been in touch with the Italian side to ask about Kvaratskhelia potential availability. Well, he's available. We now know he's available. Recent reports have suggested a bid of around 90 million could be enough to sign the supremely talented Georgian. I actually think you'll probably get him for 70, if I'm honest. Like, I genuinely believe you'll probably get him for 70. They paid 2 million for him a couple of years ago. and he wants to leave, like I think they cash in. Like they're going to make a huge amount of money on a player that they paid absolute buttons for. I do believe the selling club have got some kind of like percentage on that, so they'll make millions. But like he really is a marquee signing. Like he really is a marquee signing. Like he's not a project. He just is. You sign him, he goes in and he plays left wing, and he tears up the Premier League like you've never seen it before. Like he does. Like he comes in and he does a Suarez or a Mane for Liverpool. He just put him in the team and he just absolutely tears people to pieces. And you're just like, oh my God, like what a player we've got on our hands. And you got a guy there for 8 years. Like, he'd be top of his game till he's 30, and then you sell him on. Like honestly, that's the left wing sorted. You're not wrong. It's the left wing sorted for 10 years. You are not wrong. And Slot loves a tricky winger and a pacey winger, and a guy with end products. Like this guy's bags of end product, bags of end product. You're looking at 20 goals a season, 20 goals, 20 assists. Like seriously, he is unbelievable. Like just if we got that done, that would be some start. That would if we got him and the centre back. Like if we went and got him and Edison and Lenny Yoro, like that is just a dream. That's a dream window. That's £200 million worth of unbelievable players. You've got potentially one of the best centre backs in the world in the next couple of years. You've got one of the best wingers in the world anyway, and you've got one of the best DMs in the world. All signed 200 million, and you sell, you sell the likes of Queven for 20 million. You get rid of a couple of fringe players, maybe get rid of potentially Gomez. If he wants to go, you get 30 million for him. There's your 50 million, and you get 50 million for Diaz. You're now looking at 100 million. So then you've spent 100 million, and you've still got the likes of Robbo, you've still got the likes of Gravenberch, you've still got the likes of Tyler Morton, Carvalho, Owen Beck. You've still got the likes of Shimikas. All of them could be sold. All of them could be sold. Potentially player sales could pay for all of those sales. But we had an extra 100 million last year that we didn't spend, and potentially we've been given an extra 50 million for the Champions League. We've just taken God knows how much off the wage bill. That's 300,000 a week off the wage bill. Like it could be a really good window with a couple of players, and starting off the window with him would just be, I mean, that would just get the fans so excited. So excited. The fans would be all over that. Like giving Slot a player like that to start the window. Honestly, absolutely amazing. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please do. I'm going to be doing more stuff in the next couple of days, obviously before the weekend. I'm going away for the weekend, so I won't be doing any shows. I might be jumping on with Jamie maybe tomorrow or the day after. But you all have a great day, and hopefully we've got some great updates coming up. Hopefully we have some more Liverpool players playing really well in the Euros. Maybe Gapco gets another goal. Maybe Virgil van Dijk gets on the goal sheet. Nunes has been doing well. Diaz has been doing well. Ali's been doing well in the Copa America. Uh, you know, Dominic Szoboszlai getting a captaincy, youngest captain in the Euros. Team didn't really play well. I wouldn't blame him. Team didn't play well. Provided a good assist. For me, he looks injured. Like he looks injured. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I think he looks injured. Trent will probably be scapegoat and he'll probably get dropped because of the media hype. Salah's been doing well. Scored an equaliser to keep their record up for the qualifiers. All in all, decent. Hope you enjoy the Euros. Hopefully Gareth Southgate goes to Man United. We'll see how it goes, though. You all have a good day. Up the Reds.
No one knows me like you. Love the way you do. Just hold me tight. No words I needed.